Everything is Figureoutable. By Marie Forleo. This summary is brought to you by Hook My Book. The author tells the story of her mother. She was one of the most resourceful and industrious people that the author knows, and she was constantly busy. One day, the author saw her mother repairing a broken Tropicana orange radio. She taught her daughter how to be resourceful and industrious, and also to never give up. And she gave her a mantra: everything is figureoutable. Everything is figureoutable, so even if you don't have any experience or knowledge in a certain subject, you can still figure it out. This is especially helpful if you're facing a difficult situation, because you can overcome it. The philosophy teaches that no matter what you are facing, you have the ability to figure it out and become the person you were meant to be. Unfortunately, our educational system doesn't train us to harness the power of our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and the wisdom of our bodies. It doesn't teach us how to develop winning mindsets, perspectives, and practical habits, not only to meet and overcome life's challenges but also to experience real joy and fulfillment. It fails to show us how much intrinsic power we all have. Everything is Figureoutable philosophy will help you solve problems and make changes in your life. You can use it to build a business, change your health, find love, and more. Everyone can use this idea to create change. It's not just for people who are in power or have a lot of money. Everyone has the power to change their life and the world. Your roadmap to results. The philosophy of Figureoutable philosophy is simple, but it requires a lot of hard work. First, you need to have humility and courage, as these will be key to succeeding with the philosophy. You also need self-compassion, as it will be difficult at times. A willingness to experiment is important, as you will need to be able to try different things to see what works best for you. Finally, you need a sense of humor, as it will help keep you sane when things get tough. And lastly, you need patience, as it will take a lot of effort to learn and apply the philosophy successfully. Train your brain with productive questions so that you can learn things easily, grow, and improve. Don't let "I know this already" and "this won't work for me" stop you from trying something new. The magic of belief. The author talks about how our thoughts create the world around us. She says that everything in the material world is first created on the level of thought. This includes movies, stories, books, and songs. She also says that our minds are what give us the power to manufacture reality, both for ourselves and others. Beneath our thoughts lies an even deeper force that directs and controls our lives. It's a critical component of the creative process, both individually and collectively. In fact, this force shapes our thoughts and feelings. It dictates every aspect of our behavior: how much we sleep, what we choose to eat, what we say to ourselves and others, if and how much we exercise, and what we do with our time and energy. It helps birth our self-worth and our net worth. It impacts our health and fuels our feelings. It determines the quality of our relationships and, ultimately, whether we lead a life of joy, accomplishment, and contribution or one of misery, pain, and regret. It's a force that underpins every action we take and how we interpret and respond to the world around us. This deeper, commanding force is our beliefs. Beliefs are the hidden scripts that run our lives. Beliefs create behaviors. The accumulation of those behaviors determines your life. If you have limiting beliefs, your behaviors will be shaped by those beliefs. Those behaviors can either help you or harm you. Beliefs are the source of our limitations or our liberation. It doesn't matter what's true, it matters what you believe. If you have limiting beliefs, you'll be hindered by those beliefs no matter what. Beliefs about money and how the world works are shaped during significant emotional experiences. Some of these experiences happen during childhood. Beliefs like "money is scarce" and "there's never enough to go around" play a significant part in our lives. Belief is where it all begins. It's the genesis of every remarkable discovery and leaps forward humans have ever made, from science to sports to business to technology and the arts. Eliminate excuses. We all have days where we feel like we can't get out of bed, or we feel overwhelmed by everything that we have to do. It can be hard to motivate ourselves to do things when we feel like we can't do them. But the biggest barriers to our success are often in our own minds. We tell ourselves that we can't do something, or that we don't have the time, or that we're not capable. Once we get honest about how flimsy our excuses really are, we can reclaim not only enormous stores of energy, but also our power to change. However, everybody makes excuses from time to time, so don't feel bad. But if you're committed to figuring things out, all excuses have got to go. It's time to call yourself out and uncover all the ways you bullshit yourself. Once you get honest about how flimsy your excuses really are, you'll reclaim not only enormous stores of energy, but also your power to change. Marie says that it's not your parents, the economy, your husband, your wife, your family, your boss, the schools you went to, the government, or society or institutions that are to blame for your life. It's you. No matter what's happened in your past or what's happening now, if you're not at least willing to take full responsibility for yourself, you give up the power to change it. There are two kinds of people in the world, those with reasons and those with results. If you want, you can keep all your reasons why you can't make change happen. Why you can't figure things out. You can hang on to all your reasons: your age, your parents, your genetics, your health, where you were born, ad nauseam. No one is going to come and take those reasons away. You have every right to think and believe whatever you want. But if you do hold on to the reasons why you can't, know this: you'll never experience the depth of your love, your gifts, your strength, your creativity, and your highest potential. Neither will the world. Many people make an excuse of not having enough time. But, the author argues that we all have the same amount of time in a day and that we can't just blame our busy lives on things like our jobs or our family. She recommends tracking your time to see where your time goes and to be mindful of how you spend your time. Some people might think that they need more money in order to learn a new skill or start a new career, but there are many ways to learn new skills and start new careers without needing to pay for them. You can also find work by doing side jobs and selling your possessions. Finally, if you want to break free from your money excuses, you should spend less, work hard, and explore all legal and ethical options. People often use excuses to not try new things, learn new things, or do things that they don't want to do. However, technology has made it so that almost anything can be learned or done. If someone is determined to learn something, there are many ways to do so. The best way to find out is to try and do some research on the topic and find a teacher or mentor who can help guide the student to success. How to deal with the fear of anything. The author discusses how fear is an evolutionary response that is designed to help us. She mentions that fear can be helpful if it is properly understood. Fear is always with us, no matter how successful or famous we become, and it is important to allow fear to guide us in our actions. The author also says that fear is a gift that gives us a longer, healthier life. Our fears are directives because they point us towards things that may be dangerous or challenging but are also important. Our fear is usually just a signal telling us what we need to do. We should not ignore our fear, but we should also not interpret it as a danger. We should use it as a guide to doing what our soul desires. When you're faced with an opportunity to grow, it's normal to feel hesitant and unsure. However, if you notice that your intuition is telling you not to do something that you'll regret, then it's a sign that you need to listen to your gut and move on. Failure is not always a negative thing. It can be an opportunity to learn and grow. People can't be failures. We all make shitty judgment calls. But your flops are events, not permanent character traits. Failure is not who you are. You are not a failure and can never be one. Think about the word fail like this: it's a faithful attempt at learning. That's it. It's nothing to fear and nothing to avoid. From this perspective, failure is not a glitch in your figureoutable journey, it's a must-have feature. As cliché as it sounds, you can only truly fail if you stop learning and growing. define your dream. It can be hard to figure out what you want in life, but it's important to do so because it will lead to success. The author suggests that you name and claim what you want to figure out your most exciting dream, goal, project, or life change, and that this process can be difficult but is necessary if you want to achieve your goals. When you don't have something clear and meaningful to work toward, you can experience a host of other problems, feeling lost, not where you should be by now, and off track. You have recurring thoughts like, is this all there is? Am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life? Struggling to prioritize or schedule your time because you don't know what's most important or how to navigate competing opportunities. Hence, it is important to have focus and goals. Start before you're ready. The author discusses how to overcome obstacles and achieve goals. The first step is to recognize that obstacles and challenges are part of the process. The second step is to get started even if you don't feel ready. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will never start. Finally, you must be willing to make mistakes in order to learn and grow. The action also generates motivation. Instead of waiting for inspiration to strike, action implores you to keep going. Think about working out. You don't always feel like doing it. In fact, you might very strongly not want to do it. Listen to the voice in your head and you'll hear something like, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I don't want to. I'll start tomorrow. However, something peculiar happens the moment you lace up your sneakers and get moving anyway. The author describes how, starting as an entrepreneur, she did everything herself for a few years, until it reached a breaking point. They then decided to learn how to hire and manage others and entered the growth zone. In the growth zone, which is characterized by uncertainty and stress, they were able to learn how to be a boss, delegate, and grow their business. Progress, not perfection. The author talks about how being an amateur allows you to become better at something. She also talks about how perfectionism can be a deadly serpent and how to avoid falling into its traps. Progress is not measured by perfection, but by how much you have progressed. Also, setbacks are positive indicators of progress. Progress is never a straight line. Progress zigs and zags. It expands, then retreats. You will move forward and then back. Up and down. Then sideways and back again. To fight the erratic rhythm of progress is futile. Expect setbacks, stumbles, and big flops along the way. They're inevitable, and they're also positive indicators you're making progress. Don't be afraid of the ups and downs. Instead, prepare creative ways to deal with and learn from them. Expect that it will feel like you're making one step forward, then taking 4 back. Above all, cultivate patience. This is one of the most critical mental strengths of the Figureoutable philosophy. Everything you want to create, achieve, or experience will likely take longer than you hope. Much longer. Refuse to be refused. People judge you for everything you do. It doesn't matter what you do, somebody will have an opinion about it. You have the right to your own opinion, but it's not the truth. Don't let the criticism of others get to you. Seth Godin pointed out that 12% of the more than 21,000 book reviews for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone gave it 1 or 2 stars on Amazon. That means at least 2,500 people believe that this global phenomenon sucks. Do you think J.K. Rowling cries in her teacup over harsh reviews? Doubtful. She's too busy inspiring billions with her art. Never give anyone the power to control your emotions. Not your parents. Not your spouse. Not your siblings or friends or co-workers or even your kids. Not your politicians. Eleanor Roosevelt said it best, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. When you hear nasty, baseless criticism, reject it. Refuse it. Say, nope. You can't take me down. I won't give you that power. I don't allow anyone to take a dump in my living room. Build your Figureoutable force field. Your environment, co-workers, friends, and family, has a lot of influence on your thought process and how you act. It is important to take the lead and shape your environment with intention and care in order to achieve success. Finally, there are 3 steps you can take to start shaping your environment for success: investing in figureoutable friends, being a figureoutable for good at work, and becoming an insider for endless figureoutable encouragement. End of the summary. Thanks for listening.